And the course is just in fantastic conditions. Let's not waste any more time. This Jeep Slopestyle course is ready to be slayed. And we kick things off with Måns Roysland, 21 years old, in his 7th X Games appearance. He has 1 medal, slopestyle bronze, here back in 2016.
Måns Roysland, left foot forward, the natural direction that he rides his snowboard. So if I say he's coming in switch, that means he'll have his right foot forward. Starting things off, right foot forward, just as I mentioned, he's coming into this first of 3 rails, switch. Switchboard slide, same way, 270 out, setting the tone for this finals. Cab 1 in, backside 3, and a frontside 270 in, 270 out. Technical up top thus far with the switch backside 270 on that gap. Down flat, down box. Cab 1080, really muscling that 3-spin rotation around. Switch backside 16, 20. Okay, he's on one. Frontside 1440, boom!
Welcome to the show, Måns Roysland.
The Norwegian faithful have something to celebrate. 1 run down, 1 full pull. Måns Roysland should be ecstatic.
How do you kick off the finals when you're the first rider to drop in? I like that.
The best strategy probably is to do the hardest run you possibly can. Måns Roysland choosing that strategy, pardon me, Brandon. Switch back 16, okay, into a frontside 1440. Let's go the grab a little bit early, but I mean, he's doing 4 full 360s on that last one. That is going to be a benchmark score if I ever seen one.
I think the smile on his face says it all. 91.33. Are you kidding me? And another surprise from the alternate list. That's been the story all week long here at X Games. Athletes finding out really moments before that they're getting in. Måns Roysland doing just that today, and he makes good on that.
Now, Brandon, let me break this event down. 10 athletes in this final. They each get to descend this Jeep Slopestyle course 3 times. Their best score counts. Each run is judged out of 100. Overall impression, what that means is the rails are as equal to the jumps and vice versa.
Rope Tonturi, 26 years old, making his 7th X Games appearance. Yet to find the podium, though.
So solid in eliminations. Had a cab 1440 on that final jump, and that was just an elimination. Let's see what he brings to that final. Rope Tonturi, right foot forward, natural way of riding, so hitting that rail that way. Board slide same way, 270 out. Rope way stronger on the jumps than on the rails. But I might have jinxed him. Front side 1080 on that first of 3 jumps. Just going way too big there, Brando.
So this will be a throwaway for Rope. As you said, each of the riders getting 3 attempts. He had to earn his way in. And you think about the eliminations, cutthroat. You only got 2 attempts. Got to throw that banger out, run number 1, much like Måns Roysland did. The finals format a little different. You get a bit more room for error, which I think makes Måns' first run all that more impressive.
It was. I love the approach that Måns took is, hey, my best tricks are 1620 and a 1440. I'm going to take all 3 attempts to do those 2 tricks at the bottom. The fact that he got them in run 1 is truly astonishing.
We need Mikey. You heard. She needs Mikey. We need Mikey. Mikey Cicerelli will be our next rider to drop in. Well, I want to remind you fans, Saturday prime time. Steph and the Warriors taking on Kyrie and the Celtics tonight, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. And remember, this is streaming live on the ESPN app. You can watch it anywhere.
Anywhere?
Anywhere.
Well, where are you going to watch it from, Brando?
Anywhere. So here's Mikey Cicerelli, Big Mike, money-making Mike, whatever you want to call him, making his 3rd X Games appearance, still trying to find that first podium run, though, Craig.
Now, the story with Mikey Cicerelli was in eliminations. He was our bubble boy for almost the entirety of the second run, and we never see that. Usually those big names at the bottom of the list will sneak their way into it, but Mikey Cicerelli hung on to that last qualifying spot and finds himself in the finals. Nose press backside 360 on that third and final rail. Front 10 truck driver going double dip there. Here goes Mikey, backside 1440 and was going backside 1620. That's a new one for the young kid from Ancaster, Ontario. So if you can put that backside 1620 down and then have maybe a cab 12 or 14 on the last one, that could rival our leader from Norway, Mons Roysland, who has a score of 91.33.
Mikey, one of 4 Canadians in this final, along with your brother Mark, Darcy Sharp, and of course Sebastian Toutant.
Well, here's another fact from Canada. Canadians have dominated this event. 17 of the last 27 medals have been awarded to Canadians since the era of domination, as I like to call it, beginning in 2011.
Did you make that up?
They're right off the top of my head. No, it's the crack research team we have.
Era of domination. I love that. We move on. Judd Heynckes, 17 years young, the youngest competitor in our field. Take a look at this slingshot.
I love the bro toe right out of the gates for this over 270. Off the side takeoff. That was so gangster. I got to ride this course in practice, and that is a very, very large gap. Switch backside 270. It looks too easy for Judd Heynckes.
He made it clear in eliminations, Craig, that he absolutely belongs here. We saw him in slopestyle. He didn't qualify for the final last year. This is his first ticket to the big show.
Going switch backside 1260 on that second jump. We saw Mons Roysland go 1620. Judd going 1260 into that backside triple and a full pull for the American.
Out of La Jolla, California, yes, that is correct. La Jolla, California, Judd Heynckes putting on a clinic on run number 1.
By far my favorite rail line we have seen thus far in the finals. That big over 2 on the first one and the switch backside 270 on the second rail feature.
And how about the what are we calling that, magenta kit?
I think it's, yeah, it does look magenta, but in certain light, it almost looks rouge.
I'm getting a fuchsia over this first jump.
Backside triple cork 1440 on that third and final jump. For the fans, they're ecstatic. See Judd put down his first run.
85.33. Welcome to X Games Slopestyle, Judd Heynckes.
He never smiles in the corral. I noticed that with Judd.
Game face?
Always.
Rene Rinacongas.
Ready?
I don't know, you talk about someone who doesn't smile in the crowd to a guy who's never not smiling. The 19-year-old Finnish rider having such a good time this weekend.
He is everywhere, doing everything, riding every single practice, and, well, being an absolute baller. Little ham and cheese on that first rail.
Missed the podium in Big Air, had to settle for 5th. Trying to get on the podium here. Hello!
That little pre-butter into the 270, that was so cool, so technical up top. Front blunt 450. Going cab 1260, stomping it, and Rene really tucking for speed in the second jump. Frontside 1440, he got one.
Can he close it out?
Backside triple 1440 melon grab. Finland's here to play.
Rene Rinacongas putting on a show in Big Air, looking great to start slopestyle. And oh, by the way, his band Catfish playing a big party tonight here in Aspen.
When you stop your first run in slopestyle, but you still got to slap the base later tonight, that's what it looks like. Ham and cheese on that front foot with the lip slide and continues the 270 the same way. Very, very stylish. This kid just can't do anything wrong, Brandon. Rails, jumps, knuckles, playing bass. He can do it all. And there's that good look at the backside 1440, good exclamation point on a banger run from Rene Rinacongas.
So Roysland setting the pace with that 91.33, then Judd Heynckes right behind him on that 85.33. How did they score Rene? 88, putting him up into second place early here in this contest. Well, he earned a bronze medal last night in big air, but before he drops, let's take a look at Sven Torgren in this athlete profile.
Last year I missed X Games, and it's always hard to be injured, but I never actually missed a full season like that. At the same time, it makes it even more exciting to be back. It feels like you're on a fresh start. After coming off that gold in Norway, I have a little bit more confidence now to come to X Games. So yeah, it would mean so much. Like, this is the place where you want to show your best riding. It's looking really nice. I'm kind of looking into a new run for me, at least, and also a run that I don't think really has been done that much. So I really want to do something different, because it's hard to stand out these days. It's going to be a sick show, because I think the slopestyle course this year is one of the best ever.
Sven, of course, one of 3 former slopestyle gold medalists in this field. He won gold at X Games Norway just a couple of years ago, looking to get that top spot, though, here in Aspen.
We talk about momentum quite a bit. And Sven Torgren, well, he's got that, qualifying first in men's elimination big air, qualifying through the men's slopestyle elimination, having a great showing, earning a bronze in men's big air only last night, and now riding in men's slopestyle finals today. You want to talk about a jam-packed week? Talk about Sven Torgren and a jam-packed first jump there. What a cool angle on that follow cam. Front side double, switching grabs midway through mute to tail. And backside triple, 1440, almost going 1620, grabbing nose. We talked to him last night on the host set with Jack, ESPN Extra, and he mentioned to us it was so hard to slow down in that big air. And what that means, it's so hard to maybe do an extra speed check or two when you have so much adrenaline and you know there's an X Games medal on the line. And obviously, he might have had that mentality in that third and final jump, Brandon.
He was also nice enough to show us his DMs on X Games Extra last night.
A little unorthodox.
After the medal performance.
Yeah, a little unorthodox in an interview to be sharing such personal messages.
I thought they were pretty tame, to be honest.
I think he's holding back, to be honest.
28.66 for Sven, so he'll look to clean things up on run number 2. We're just getting started here on the Jeep Slopestyle course. Day 3 of X Games Aspen. Måns Røiseland setting the pace early with that 91.33.
My name's Darcy Sharp. I'm a snowboarder. We're out here at X Games, about to give you guys a preview on the slopestyle course. The course here, the top section, it has a few options. You can either take it far right, take it far left, and everything in between. You need to keep your speed up because it's kind of like a double up section. You go up a rail, and then you get to the top part, you ride just for a short bit of time, and then you're onto down a rail. Then you get to the third rail feature, and it's got some consequence. There's a little closeout across the pole jam, and then on the right, a very steep down, flat down box, and on the left, there's a waterfall rail, and then you're onto the jumps. The jumps in general this year, they were able to give us a little bit more speed by moving the whole rail course up. Every jump's big and beautiful this year, and we're really loving it. You just got to keep your flow up, and it's a casual straight line into everything, just the way we like it. And by the time you get to the money booter, it's just like you're in heaven floating on that jump.
Love that follow cam footage from the iPhone there. So we move forward. Sebastian Toutant dropping into the Jeep Slopestyle course. We're in the middle of run number 1 here in men's snowboard slopestyle. Seb Toots coming in hot, Craig.
He is, and he's got the tricks that can rival our current leader, Måns Røiseland, with a score of 91.33. Now, that 1620 is what really solidified it for Måns. Seb has a 1620, but in the switch frontside or cab direction. And cab 2, 450 on that up rail. So Seb saving the cab 1620, only going cab 1260 on that first of 3 jumps, but frontside tripling his way.
Oh.
And I said this last night at Big Air. Seb Toots commits to every landing 110%. That's why sometimes you see him land so hard he goes right out the front.
Sebastian winning gold here once before, but it was back in 2011.
This is a great look at my point right here, that frontside triple. Look how fully committed he is to that trick he is. And that's a high impact area with a little bit too much weight on the front foot.
So he'll have to improve upon that on run number 2. Tonight at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific on ESPN, our X Games coverage continues from Aspen with men's ski big air, and Chloe Kim competes in women's snowboard superpipe. All of our X Games coverage also streaming live on the ESPN app. Excited for that one, partner.
That is going to be history being made. Chloe Kim putting down probably a front 10 double, which we have just never seen on the women's side.
Red Gerard, 18 years old, just missed the podium last year, had to settle for 4th place, but boy, is he fun to watch.
He is so technical, so steezy up top. Watch this rail section. Board slide through that down, flat, down. Switchboard slide, pardon me, making it look too easy. Switch back 2, pull it back. Yes, you did.
Oh, ho, ho.
That was just silly. Board side pretzel, I talked about. That switchback 2 pullback was a thing of beauty. Now, I love this approach, taking the quarter pipe into play. I hope and I believe he will be rewarded because the judges, they want to see a unique line. There's nothing more unique than being the only person in the field to use those quarter pipe features. Backside 1440, Silverthorne, stand up because your boy's on fire.
After a gold medal performance at slopestyle in the Olympics last year, he continues where he left off, trying to find similar success on the X Games stage.
Switchback 2, gets it. The body is wanting him to put the right foot forward. He says, absolutely not, sir. I'm going to put my left foot forward. I'm going to pull this back. Here he comes into this one. Switch backside off the quarter pipe. That is so, so difficult. I am so interested to see where the judges put Red Gerard. He didn't have a 1620 in there, but he's got so much tech on those quarter pipes.
And along with this contest riding, let's not forget the movie that he's working on, World of X Project, coming out next fall, Joy.
The title Joy with Tyler Orton, Sage Kotzenberg,
Ben Ferg.
Ben Ferg. Those are a couple heavy hitters, so the kid can do it all.
An 82.33 for Red G. Not enough to poke into the podium, but it puts him in striking distance up into 4th place. So here's Darcy Sharp, our silver medalist from last year, 22 years old. Competed in big air last night, went mellow though. Methinks it was because the focus was for the Jeep slopestyle course here today.
That's exactly right. He was very vocal about it too. He wanted to have fun. He did some really, really cool tricks in big air, but was definitely saving the body for tricks like that. Cab over 2 on top of that massive teardrop rail. But bobbling there, so he's really gonna have to go to work here. Switch backside 1260 all the way to the bottom. Going backside triple 1440. And I think he's gonna spin off his toes here, which will be a major advantage. No, he's going off the heels. Frontside 1080, double cork, nose grab. So a full pull from Darcy Sharp, Malia Manuela's girlfriend and professional surfer. She applauds in.
Take another look. It should be noted at just a shade under 6'2", Darcy, the tallest competitor in this field.
It's funny, Sebe DeBuck we saw in big air and men's slopestyle elimination. When he's not in the field, it really brings the average height down.
From 6'4" to about 6'1.5", but the style is still there for Darcy.
Darcy Sharp, that was a great first run, and maybe frontside 14 off the toes and run 2 of 3. .66 for Darcy Sharp, and back up to the top with
I think Jake should do it.
a
Just
heavy
'cause
hitter.
He's been doing it with me.
Mark Mcmorris, owner of 16 X Games medals. That is second all-time here on the winter side, making his 12th X Games appearance. There's no getting around it, Craig. This is his event.
He subs in Oakley team manager Jake Trache, the big boy, to give him a whip into this one. I love that delegation from the young Mcmorris. Cat 2 pullback right there. Very nice. Boardside 270 out. Nollie back 2.
Oh my gosh.
His tail on that down bar, saving himself from disaster up top. Coming in this first of 3 jump switch. Switch back 12, I'm guessing, because I know him really well. And then frontside triple. Oh no, he's going backside triple on the second one. He's got to get going though. So he's got to go frontside on this third and final jump, and that he does. Frontside triple 1440. Mark Mcmorris, how you do that?
He's won this event 4 times, and that's the reason why. Even when you think this might go badly, he brings it back around.
Clips his tail on the nollie back 2 and almost spells disaster, but somehow hangs on to it. And then that backside triple kind of put him a little bit outside, bites his way back into that third jump and chucks a front triple 1440. Are you kidding me?
It should be noted, earning silver medal last night in Big Air. Aiming for another medal here. Got another event after this, the inaugural knuckle huck. He could tie Shaun White for most medals all time on this winter side with 3 out here this week.
And that first of 3 runs is setting up very pretty for that slope style.
Oh my, an 89.66 for Mark Mcmorris, catapulting him into second place. Run 1 officially in the books. We'll be right back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Mark Mcmorris earned his first X Games medal in 2011. He was only 17 years old. Now 25, he has 16 medals in just 20 competition starts. How many of those are gold? 7 for now.
The Wendy's ski-through concept is absolutely wonderful.
I'm loving the Wendy's ski-through.
Honestly, Wendy's ski-through is lit.
Sure. I think my whole year is going to be great now with serendipitous moments like this.
Well, we just completed run 1 here on the Jeep Slopestyle course of the men's snowboard slopestyle. Mons Roisland setting the pace with that 91.33, but now we're excited to be joined by Jason Ellis.
Finally.
In the building, host of the Jason Ellis Show on SiriusXM. You've been putting the show on here at X Games Aspen.
Yeah, I'm on in the snow with Dingo in the snow.
That's
so
right.
It all makes sense.
Yeah, man. So I know you've come out previous years.
Yep.
How you liking this one actually being out here and working?
Well, doing the radio is very easy, and then when you have multiple skiers and snowboarders and motorbike snow guys, I'm not sure what they do or which one it is that they do originally. I get them confused. But Dingo just ran the whole thing, so we just got to interview a bunch of new guys and gold medalists and people that are making movies. Sounds like everybody's doing really well over here at the Winter X Games. So,
are they pitching you scripts? Because Craig and I have something for you. Oh, okay.
No, they were like, you're old. You need to get out of here. They're visionaries. They're way ahead of me. I'm just happy to be here talking to them.
That's a little insulting they said that to you. That's rude.
A lot of people forget this, though, that you obviously were a pro skateboarder. We all know that.
7th best in the world.
But you competed
That's right.
in the very first skateboard Big Air.
I got 7th.
Out of
that's
how many?
Don't even do that to me.
No, I'm just curious. I wasn't there. I didn't know.
I think back then there was about 10 people in the world that could even jump it. So
well,
sure, I got 3rd last.
We're back to action here. Run number 2 of men's snowboard slopestyle. Hope you saw that at the top. The Wendy's ski through up top. Craig and I went and got some burgers up there earlier.
I got a Frosty and it was extra cold.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. You just go right through. So here's Mons Roisland, our current leader. Jason, I don't know if you got a chance to watch his first run, but it was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, he's really good, as far as I can tell so far.
So far on fire, that run 1 that Brandon was referring to, 91.33. and kind of a dark horse, if I'm going to be frank with you. We really didn't see him coming into that podium picture at all, but run 1 went absolutely hammer town and looks to be doing the same in run 2.
How many times was that I lose count after 3?
I honestly get paid to do this, and it's the hardest thing in the world. That was 1440, 4 full 360s. Wow. When you were 7th.
That was a straight one. That's a method. I know that one.
Thank you. Yes, Jason.
I'll be here all day,
Craig.
ladies and gentlemen.
Craig, watch your back.
My job's about to get cooking.
As long as I keep doing straight airs.
You ever hit the slopestyle course?
I mean, yeah, I've hit it, but you know, I mean, with my body a bunch of times. I went to Ken Block's ranch a couple of times, and he made me do stuff that I ended up breaking my collarbone and torn ACL trying to do a backflip bet with Travis Pastrana. So I just go side to side now.
So Mons Roysland certainly holding on to his first run score. And we move on with Rope Tonturi, who's sitting in 10th, just trying to put a full pool together here on his second run.
I love Rene Renekongas in that red coat, giving him some props up top. The Finns sticking together up top, and they're obviously cheering on their Finnish comrade, Anni Rukkijärvi, in the women's slopestyle final just moments ago.
Let's get this boy's hard work.
Cab one in, backside 360 out. Now, Jason, I got to ask you, rails, jumps, what do you prefer more?
When I snowboard, I'm more of a rail guy, which makes no sense because I can't do rails on a skateboard. Maybe that's why. But when I go really fast on a snowboard, I feel like my legs are going to come off, so no big jumps.
You don't want to lose your legs on a jump of that magnitude, and Rope Tonturi, he's keeping his legs in play here on that third and final jump. 1260, 3.5 full times round.
I was off. I was going to say it's a 14. There you go.
It was close. I mean, there's a 180 difference there.
I'll get the hang of it.
So a much better run than what we saw out of the first attempt from Rope. A lot to like on this one, Krager.
It is. I mean, he was much more solid on this jump section than run 1, obviously. Here's a good look at that third and final jump. Front side, 1260. Or pardon me, cap 1260 from Rope Tonturi.
Is tuck knee a thing with you guys, or do you not care?
No, it is. Tuck knee is the backhand, and then we call it, obviously, Japan front hand. So, yeah, tuck knee is heavily involved.
Okay, just checking.
Absolutely.
So stink bug, is that cool with you guys?
No. What about you guys?
No.
And now you know.
And now you know. Knowledge is power, everyone.
There you go.
Knowledge is power.
But back to you. Well, I'll get to that thought in just a second. Want to remind you fans, though, the 69th annual Pro Bowl Nice is Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, from Orlando, Florida. It's the AFC versus the NFC on ESPN and ABC with a special Spanish language production on ESPN Deportes. And you can always watch it on the ESPN app from anywhere. Jason, what I was going to say is I want to go back to your big air days. And you were telling us a story before about how you even got convinced to do skateboard big air.
Yeah, I didn't have to get convinced. I was just good friends with Danny Way, and he said that he had made a ramp that involved me doing, to me, motocross jumps on a skateboard. So I was all about it before I realized how dangerous it was.
How many drop-ins did it take you to realize that?
The very first one, I had the wrong board. I had a basketball jersey on, and when I rolled down the roll-in, Danny said something, and I looked back and said, "What?" Because I didn't hear what he said. And then when I jumped over the gap, I made it. And then when I went up the quarter pipe looked like the perfect storm to me. And I leaned back and I skidded up and backwards and bonked my head off the coping.
Oh, my goodness.
That's when I realized it was a dangerous game.
That was a dangerous backside 1620 from the young Canuck, Mikey Cicerelli. And a cab 7, so 1620. He's never done that before. That's the other crazy thing. And it's funny that you're talking about that big air because those are actually the same size gap as these slopestyle riders are hitting today. And that snow, relatively the same density as some of that plywood.
And there's something to be said about this event. We saw it on the women's side as well. When it's this field, when it's this environment, when you're talking about final Saturday, that just brings out that tiger. As we said before, Mikey Cicerelli, we'd never seen that trick before. Maybe you're not even seeing it in practice. So for him to put it out on this stage, on the big show, that's telling because he also knows the big names behind him.
Speaking of big names, Brando, Judley Henry Hankis III.
The youngest competitor in our field. Judd Hankis came correct on that first attempt. He's just outside of the podium right now, sitting fourth.
What a beast of an over two, taking off far left and then gapping all the way on that down flat down. Watch this switch back too.
Nice. I'm really feeling the old red Oakley. I got to get one of those.
Yeah, we were arguing over what shade of red that is.
I don't know, but I'm absolutely positive I'd be a better snowboarder if I had it on.
Kit makes the man.
Kit really makes the man. It's
whoa! How many's that?
That looked like it was almost a frontside flat 1440. So Judd Hankis going cab 10, landing that, and then going, pardon me, sorry, switchback 1440. I'm just getting confused out here. It's happening so fast in slopestyle.
Math is hard.
Math is hard. Switchboard, same way on that cannon rail, and you can see that fence there, so you got to clear that closeout, but.
And you see how much Judd has grown in that last year he couldn't even get into the finals group. Now he's putting down tricks and attempting tricks that has him thinking podium.
We'll wait till he gets a bit older and has a girlfriend and see if he can get up there.
Right, 17 years old.
It's very difficult, trust me. I was great when I was 17. Wait till they break your heart.
So here's Rene Rinakangis, all of 19 years old, sitting in that bronze medal spot right now.
Going gap to that front foot on the lip slide, ham and cheese there, 50 backside 360. And then that pre-butter 270, that is so unique. Nobody else in the field doing that. So Rene Rinakangis, first of 3 jumps, switch stance, cab 12, switch tail. He's been so solid on that all week, Jason.
Crazy.
Oh, Rene.
Man, he got chicken necked.
That was such a tough fall. That frontside 1440 requires so much rotation, 4 full 360s, and it almost looked like he was going to stop at 12, and then fights for that last one.
So he'll have to clean things up on his 3rd attempt, and I hate to do it, but I know you're a busy man, Jason, so thank you so much for joining us, brother. We'll see you around.
It's super hot in here. I don't know how you guys do it. I'm getting back to LA. That makes no sense, but it's hotter here than it is there. Thanks for having me, guys.
Well, thanks for Jason Ellis. Make sure to check out the Jason Ellis Show, Sirius XM. Appreciate it, man. So Mons Roysland still leading the way out here in the men's snowboard slopestyle. Red Gerard is on deck, but first let's learn more in the Real Cost Keys to Success.
Welcome to the Road to X Games, everybody. I'm your host, Jack Matrani, sitting alongside Olympic gold medalist, 3-time X Games athlete, Red Gerard. We're playing 18 holes in beautiful Southern California to get to know him a little bit more, see how he's getting ready for X Games Aspen 2019. You ready? Let's do this. Let's go have some fun. Now we're talking. So, Red, I know you're an avid skateboarder, snowboarder, surfer, most things on a board, yet we're here playing golf.
Yeah.
What was the motivation to play golf today for your Road to X feature?
You know, yeah, I've been golfing a little bit. I'm pretty bad, though.
Oh. Okay.
4!
Oh. Dude. They're okay. That was as close as it can get.
I was screaming.
Every morning you wake up and you're just like, I want to go snowboarding. I want to go snowboarding.
I mean, there's definitely those days where you're like, I don't know, wish you're in the ocean, wish you were going skateboarding or something, but I'm pretty down when I wake up every morning to go snowboarding.
When you're in Switzerland or New Zealand, or even with X Games in mind or competitions in mind, like, okay, I got to learn new tricks, I got to stay at the top, where you're just like, if I snowboard every day, it's all going to work out?
Definitely you got to learn some new tricks, but I kind of feel like those tricks usually come the more you snowboard, so try to get the legs feeling good, and if you're feeling comfortable on a snowboard, you can probably try whatever trick you want.
What would it be like to win this match right here? We played 18 holes, it's tied. This is for all the marbles for a T-bone steak dinner at Chipotle. No way.
Drop down.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Oh, my goodness. And the crowd goes crazy.
So here's Sven Torgren ready to drop in for his second run.
All right.
Sitting in 9th place right now.
He's got the tricks to improve that. Everybody knows that. But can he put them down in the second of 3 runs? Cab 1 in, frontside 180 in, pardon me. Cab 360 out. Front 2 in, 2 out, and then that 274.50. So he's spent all sorts of weight on that rail section there, Brando.
And again, we talked about it off the top. Him being healthy, what a difference maker that is, not only for him, but just for this field as a whole. We talk so much about big air and slopestyle, and we talk about the usual suspects. And sometimes Sven falls through the cracks, and we forget it just because he's been injured.
He's been kind of off the radar. I couldn't agree more with that point. The fact that he's been in big air and slopestyle and all the Olymps throughout, his name is back in that X Games family, and we couldn't be more happy.
And his name is Sven.
I guess we don't call him back.
I've been around scenarios where people are getting bullied, and it's definitely an uncomfortable feeling, and I don't see it so much in person anymore, but a lot of cyberbullying, which is pretty lame. Message to kids that are getting bullied is don't take it to heart. These people aren't any more superior than you, and they're just doing it to bring you down. Usually it's because you're up, and stay up. It's the most important thing.
Well said, Smarky. xgames.com/shredhate. We're in the middle of run 2 here on the Jeep Slopestyle course. It's the men's snowboard slopestyle final. And Mons Roisland, who was an alternate heading into today, is still leading this thing, Craig.
The dark horse today, but I want to talk about our next rider to drop, Seb Toots. He was in Philadelphia. You recognize those stairs from the movie Rocky? He went up them. Seb went down them, Brando.
Wow, that's a great line.
That has got to be one of the longest down, flat, down, flat, down, flat downs I've ever seen in my life.
That was amazing. Seb was hanging out in Philly, and it seemed like he did a little bit of everything. I thought I saw him at a Sixers game.
I think he was at a Philadelphia Flyers game. I was amazed that he didn't get a selfie with Gritty. Gritty's been everywhere, and so has Seb.
So here's Toutant, who was just fantastic in eliminations, but did not have a full pull on his first attempt, but he is so good in the rail section.
Ooh, front board on that down, flat, down. Just coming off just a little bit early, but that front lip 450, second rail feature, and switch, hard weight backside 270. Cap 274.50, so other than that front board bobble, that was nearly a perfect rail run. Cab 12, switch tail, boom. Frontside triple, that middle jump. And falling the same way as run 1, Brando.
And as you said, he sees his tricks through. He goes for it, and he tries to deliver every single time. There's so much commitment in his riding.
Frontside 1440, that last flip, you don't get a look at the landing at all. So you have to take a quick peek after the first 2 and try and adjust on that third flip. Seb adjusting, but just not enough to ride away.
So Seb putting a lot of pressure on himself to get that podium score that we were all expecting on his final attempt. So here's Red Gerard, just missing the podium, as we said, last year, and he's sitting in 5th place, had a very solid opening run, Greg.
We talked about Seb Toots on the rail. We have to talk about Red Gerard. He's got to switch back 2, then he pulls it back. That I am still just, I'm still just speechless. I can't believe he can do it that good every single time. Let's see if he does it again. Board slide, same way, and here he comes in. Switchboard slide, same way, pardon me. Back 2, pulls it back again. How? How do you do that? How do you stop your body's momentum and then bring it back? Red Gerard, that was a thing of beauty.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking Red, actually. And he ups the difficulty.
Wow.
At 12 as opposed to switchback 9 off that quarter pipe.
No one else is taking a line like this, Craig.
So switchback 12 off that first quarter pipe, frontside 1080 and backside triple 1440. Kid comes correct.
I mean, so unique, so tech on the rails. He's giving the judges an entirely different look.
That switchback 12 off the first quarter pipe was absolutely mental. That's a good look at the frontside 1080 off the second quarter pipe. Another look at it here.
None of these are middle of the mall tricks. That's what's so fascinating about it.
Are they on the outside of the mall? Where, what do you mean the middle?
Like the stores.
Oh, yeah,
They're not a middle of the mall kiosk.
Oh, they're not. Oh, yeah. We're talking big department. Big department right here, and a big department backside 1440 on that third and final jump. Once he landed that switchback 12 on the first jump, it was kind of all over for jumps number 2 and 3. So he's got to improve on that 82.33. I don't know if it touches Mcmorris or Roysland, though. Could bump out the third place Renacongus.
Reggie still looking for that first X Games podium finish. A 90.33, skyrocketing him all the way in to silver medal position.
The judges rewarding the unique line choice. Red Gerard, that's a monster score.
Tough to follow up, but before Darcy Sharp drops in, let's hear more about his British Columbia roots.
Hey, my name is Darcy Sharp. I'm 22 years old and I'm from Comox, British Columbia on Vancouver Island. The lush forests that you have surrounding you everywhere, the mountains and the fresh water, and then you got the ocean right there, and to cap that all off with a great community, it's the best. Growing up here definitely has shaped exactly who I am today, and I'm really proud of that fact and very thankful. I started leaving the island and taking the ferry over to the mainland for contests and to be on the BC development team when I was about 13, and it was a really cool experience to kind of see snowboarding outside of just the little bubble of Mount Washington for the first time.
Here's Darcy Sharp.
The young 19-year-old.
I'm looking forward to going to X Games so much. It was always a dream of mine to be there, and that was the only place I saw snowboarding really and watched it when I was growing up as a snowboarder. So stoked to be here, it's insane.
Darcy, our defending silver medalist, his sister Cassie winning gold opening night in the ski super pipe. Would love to join his sister with a medal of his own here today.
I mean, how do you follow up Red Gerard 90.33? But let's go down to DC. He's got a comment for us. DC, what's up?
Right on. Well, yeah, Darcy Sharp dropping in right now, but just letting you guys know we had a very juiced up Red Gerard there after that run, claiming best run of his life. So Red's fired up, and we got Darcy on course. Back to you guys.
Wow.
Oh, ow, 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 ow. Now, I was watching Darcy all practice long battle that teardrop rail, and I said to you, Brandon, that second rail feature is so hard to have enough speed to get up, and on top of that, that's what Darcy was trying to do. He didn't have enough speed and kind of ran into the front of it. This obviously a throwaway run for Darcy Sharp.
A tough one for Darcy, but back to what DC was reporting. Great intel, by the way. Yeah, I would tend to agree. I think we've watched most of his competition runs. That's the best I've seen of Red Gerard.
And it was all because of that switchback 12 off a quarter pipe. Quarter pipes are hard to ride, especially when you have to have a jump landing there. And Red Gerard doing that back 12, bumping up that back 9, so gnarly. But so frustrating to see Darcy Sharp go down on that second rail feature. We know he's going to clean it up for run 3.
And rounding out run 2 in our field of 10, Mark Mcmorris. He's sitting in that bronze medal spot. He's the owner of 7 X Games gold medals.
Jake Trottier and Zach Nigro giving him a whip in for this Cat 2. Pull it back, hangs on to it. Now this rail right here is what gave him trouble. Much cleaner, doesn't tap the tail. Maybe could have come off the end a little bit more, but definitely cleaner than that first run. Switch backside 1260. Boom, solid. He's going back backside 1440 triple cork. I don't think he has enough. Yes, he does, but he does not have enough for a front triple on this jump. Hang on, Mark. Oh, ow, 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 ow.
Are you surprised he even gave that a go, that third kicker?
So this is what I have to, the information I have to say. After the second landing, and that third takeoff is so tight. So Mark landed that second jump way on the outside. He has about maybe a second to get himself back over that takeoff. And then when you've already committed to the front side rotation, that is so difficult. He only has a couple seconds to make that decision. He kind of made it and then pulled back.
Tough one for Mark Mcmorris. And Mons Roysland still leading the way, third and final runs when we return here at Buttermilk.
Hi everyone, my name is Matt George, I'm a French photographer. I've been shooting snowboarding for the last 15 years more or less, traveling around. This time we're just cruising around Switzerland with Marcus Keller. We just followed the last snowstorm and ended up in Bosco-Gurin, a little village in the eastern part of Switzerland. So yeah, we're just looking for spots around and decided to stop for lunch and saw this cabin on the side. So we asked the guy if we could just jump on it. And so we set up this little spot. You don't see it on the back, but there's a little gap to reach the roof and then get to the top and then jump over the whole thing. So it's kind of tricky, you need some speed. There was not so many angles, so I decided to shoot fisheye from the terrace, and you can see the chef at the window. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's it. Little backflip for the lunch. Thank you everyone, have fun, and see you around.
What a beautiful image there. I've actually been to Bosco-Gurin, and that was the deepest snow I've ever rode in my entire life.
Look at that first-hand experience. X Games Zoom contest, a fan vote celebrating the best in action sports photography. If you're on site, you can check out the photos here at X Games Aspen. If you're not, that's okay. Log on to xgames.com/Zoom. Vote for your favorite. The winner gets an X Games gold medal and $10,000.
That is a very cool activation. You're talking about prize money in X Games Gold. Well, Mons Roysland, he's currently leading. If we ended it right now, he'd be getting an X Games Gold.
Just can't
prize money.
Speak enough about Mons Roysland. He was an alternate heading into today. Put down a first-place run on the opening attempt of the contest. We're going to run number 3, and he's still on top.
This Jeep Snowboard Slopestyle course has seemed to lend itself to alternates. We remember just hours ago in women's slopestyle final, our gold medalist, Zoe Sanowski-Sinat, she was a alternate as well.
So what does Mons Roysland do? Obviously he's in first place, which is great, but he still has 9 riders to drop after him.
And not just any 9.
The best in the world.
Preach! Mons Roysland, I don't know how he can really clean up his jump section, because that first run, he did it almost flawlessly. What he can do, however, is clean up the rails, and thus far, maybe a little bit cleaner. 270 in, 270 out, coming off the end of that rail. The judges want to see you slide the entirety of the rail. Mons Roysland solid up top. Here's this cab 10, which sets him up for the switchback triple 1620. Does he have enough speed for it, though? That he does, Brando.
Oh my.
Frontside 1440. Wow, okay. That was the run he did to get the 91.33, and in my opinion, the rails were even a little better.
Question.
Answer.
How did he not even qualify for this final? He was knocked out during eliminations and became an alternate, and now he's on the list, and he's put together arguably the 2 best runs of the entire contest.
Isn't it funny how it works like that? Guys in elimination, maybe not as much pressure, just won't be able to put it down, maybe not as focused, but when it comes to the finals, and it lends itself to a little bit more of an advanced trickery with that 3-run final, maybe they perform better. Mons Roysland, he likes the 3-run final.
Wow. What a performance for Mons today. After posting a 91.33 to jump into first place. He jumped into first place because that was the only place for him. No one else had dropped yet. and he hasn't looked back since then. A 91. So he owns the 2 highest scores of the day. He'll still hold on to his first run score. Oh my goodness.
But Brandon, he has a long time to wait before he can walk away for that gold medal.
Rope Tonturi. Sitting in 6th place.
Yes.
Hasn't quite found the run he's been waiting for. Trying to replace that 68. It's his 7th X Games appearance, yet to find the podium.
Get a little Finnish pep talk up there from Rene Renekongis.
Were you able to translate that?
I can, I just can't say it on TV.
Understood.
Front forward, back 270 out.
Nose press front 1.
Nose press front 1.
Cab 1 back 3, and now I think Rope just doesn't have the technicality on the rails. If he wants to hang with a Red Gerard, Darcy Sharp, set 2 are doing some of the most difficult rail tricks you can up top. Rope just kind of getting through them with that nose press front 1 and the cab 1 back 3. I want to jump back. Such a treat to have Jason Ellis in the booth there, Brandon. That was really nice.
Yeah, that was great, and that was unexpected.
It was.
He just came in, and he's kind of got this presence to him that you're just like, well, I guess you should be here.
I'm not going to tell Jason Ellis no.
I was able to catch some of his show. He was doing a show yesterday from the Here In at Aspen. Actually, our own Jack Matrani was on the show. Very
wow.
Funny. Very funny. 21.33. That won't get it done. Rope's day is done.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rope. We appreciate you coming out. Always a fun rider to watch.
Go inside. Stay warm. Some call that a nice winter day. We'll have to agree to disagree. This is X Games weather.
There we see Sebastian Toutant looking on. But first to drop, Mikey Cicerelli, who was putting together a great run on attempt number 2, Craig.
Money-making Mike wanted to make some money today with a back 1620. Had a great interview with DC after he qualified for the finals. Said, what's your game plan? I'm going to add more spins, and that he does. Cab 2 pullback, solid. Solid showing from Mikey Cicerelli on the rails. Nose press back 3. I don't think he tapped. Get a good look at it though. Frontside 10 double. Now watch this. Backside 1620. He's got to really whip it off the takeoff. Oh! Mikey Cicerelli going down there. Oh, sorry, that was a backside 1260, pardon me. And maybe he was going to up that with a cab 12. He says safe. He's safe. So Mikey Cicerelli, so very close. But even getting a spot in the finals, he was our 7th qualifier in that men's elimination. That's a huge accolade. That's a huge feather in your cap. X Games Slopestyle final, heavy.
This week's NBA Saturday primetime game is a star-studded matchup. Steph, Kyrie, Warriors versus Boston. Our coverage tips with NBA Countdown at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC, and you can always watch both on the ESPN app from everywhere, anywhere, and everywhere. NBA Saturday Primetime presented by HyperX Gaming. So here's Judd Heynckes. What an opening run he had for that 85.33. He's sitting in 5th. Would need to best an 89.66 to bump Mark out and get into podium position.
3 for 3 on that massive over 2 up top. Such a sick way to start your run. Switch backside 270, much better than run 2. Man, that podium, Brandon, that is going to be extremely tough to crack. Cap 10 from Judd Heynckes. And obviously just not having the speed to whip that switch backside 1260 around on jump 2 that he wanted.
So Judd knows it, calling it. But again, he won't get a medal, but I'm just so impressed with the 17-year-old year to year. Last year, he couldn't get out of eliminations, but we saw the talent that was there. You rode with him a lot late last year into the winter. You saw what he was capable of. And that first run score, I mean, that's just a tease of what's to come in this young man's career.
He is such a warrior, but that is also a warrior, Mons Roisland. We'll see if he will be dethroned when we come back.
X Games Aspen is brought to you by Pacifico, who reminds you to live life anchors up. Discover responsibly. Pacifico Clara Beer, imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Ready?
So here's Rene Rinnekongas, just outside of podium position. You see Ståle Sandbæk there showing him some love. Still shocking that Ståle is not in this group.
Let's do it.
But let's see if Rene can bump himself up into the podium conversation.
Little broto from Ståle Sandbæk. Lip slide on that front foot, almost loses it, but hangs on to 270 out. 50 back three, and I love that pre-spin 270 onto the down bar. Front board 450, great follow cam angle as he's really tucking for this first jump. Cap 12.
What a shot.
This is frontside 1440 melon. Fell on that last run, makes no mistake here. Is he gonna go 16 to end this? He wants it! Oh! Yes, he does! Rene Rinnekongas! It couldn't happen to a better kid, the 19-year-old from Finland, Brando.
Not only that, it couldn't happen at a better time on his third and final run. Are you kidding me?
That has got to best that 88 that currently has him sitting in 4th place. Cap 1260 switch tail. Then he builds on that with a frontside 1440 melon. And then what does he do on the money booter? Well, he puts down all the bucks with a backside 1620.
How is this the first time we're seeing Rene at X Games Slopestyle?
Because this is the first time the snowboard world has really seen Rene. I mean, he just blasted onto the scene in X Games. You know what? He's not phased. He's going to kill it.
A 94 Rene Rinnekongas jumps up into the top spot.
And all this to boot. He's still got to play a show with his Finnish band Catfish later tonight.
Do you believe it?
This slopestyle final, the story of underdogs, Brando.
I mean, who saw this coming? I just said to you before, why hasn't he ridden at slopestyle? Clearly he belongs. Welcome back to the Jeep Slopestyle course. We're in the midst of the third and final runs here at Men's Snowboard Slopestyle. And Craig Mcmorris and I, we need a pulse check because of what just went down. There you see Rene Rinnekongas. He was sitting in 4th place, and then he put this run down to take over the top spot, Craig.
We need to clean up in the announce booth because our brains are, they've been exploded. Had a bubble on that first rail, and I thought, oh, you know what, maybe he's going to do the same run that got him that 4th place that he was currently sitting in when he started this run, but he says, absolutely not. I'm going to go cap 12, frontside 1440 melon on the second jump, and then how does he end this thing off? Backside melon 1620, a trick we have never seen him do in competition. Here's a look at that frontside 1440. What a beautiful image. I can't speak enough to his talent on a snowboard and his talent as a human being. He is such a good kid. I had the pleasure of riding with him a number of times last year, and I was always blown away, and I was so excited because I knew he was going to take the snowboard world by storm, and today he has done that, Brandon.
Someone call Space Force. We're looking for Rene Renecongas.
Yeah, he's in the stratosphere right now.
Oh my goodness, what a debut. 94 on the dot.
And there he's practicing the bass. He's playing with his Finnish band Catfish later tonight.
Oh my goodness, that has me excited for what's to come here in this final. That has me excited what's to come this summer. August 1st through the 4th, X Games Minneapolis from our home at US Bank Stadium. Tickets on sale right now. Head over to xgames.com. Have you gotten your tickets?
I actually just bought them moments ago.
Did you really?
Yeah. My cell phone, it was too easy.
I'm going to have to log on right now.
Yes, sir. Come on, buddy.
How do you follow that up? Sven Torgren has had a tough go of it through his first 2 runs, has not had a clean one yet. Does that change here on his final attempt?
Cab 1, 360 out on that closeout rail. Front blunt, 270, 270 and 270 out. Now, the keys to success thus far, you need a 1620. Roisland, Renecongas, they both are in the 90s, 91 and north of that with a 1620. So if you are a rider and you've seen that, you know, I got to put a 1620 in my run if I even want to be in contention here.
So a tough day for Sven after getting on the podium in Big Air just one night ago. Will not get a second medal here at X Games Aspen 2019.
We're just happy to see him out here, though, plagued with injuries over the past 2 years. He was on the host set with Jack, myself, and yourself, Brandon Graham, and he said he was just relieved to be here.
Well, tonight at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific on ESPN, our X Games coverage continues from Aspen with men's ski Big Air. And of course, Olympic gold medalist, the queen of the superpipe, Chloe Kim, competes in women's snowboard superpipe. All of our X Games coverage also streaming live on the ESPN app. There you see Sebastian Toutant looking very stoic, very zoned in. Uncharacteristic day for him so far. If there's one guy that can literally start from the bottom, then go here, it's him. He's sitting in 10th place.
Not for a lack of effort. He's going cab 12, front triple, and that front triple has given him so much grief here today. Switch hard way backside 270. Cab 2 in, 450 out. Now this is the setup for that frontside triple. Cab 12, switch tail, needs to land it clean. That he does. Ooh, a hand down, but the furthest we've seen him go today, backside triple, 1440, solid.
What a run, but as you said, the best we've seen of him today, that second jump continues to give him issues. That hand drag, how much will that impair his score?
I think it won't. It definitely will take him out of that gold and silver conversation, but could possibly bump out the American Red Gerard, who is currently sitting in 3rd place with a score of 90.33. Now Seb, solid up top, very technical. The cab 12 done so well, the back 14 done so well, but that front side 1440, he landed it, yes, but it, all the way down, 2 hands down. The judges have to take that into account.
This was the run we had been waiting for from Sebastian Toutant. He looked so in control in eliminations. Took him a couple of runs, but he finally does it on his 3rd attempt. He'll certainly move up, but how much will it be? And there you see our current leader cheering on Sebastian Toutant.
That's what I love about Rene Renecongas so much. When Seb landed that run, he was the loudest. He was the most stoked. He's having so much fun, and we're having so much fun watching him snowboard.
Both of them awaiting the score. A 90.66 for Sebastian Toutant, putting him all the way into bronze medal position. Wow, for more on the course and what's happening right now in this event, let's head down to DC.
Thanks, Brando. We got a flood of emotions going on down here in the corral. And Craig, I think you can relate to the joy of seeing your little bro put down something for the first time. Renee's older brother, Rico, flooding tears of emotion at Renee's run right there. The 16, his first time putting it down was last night in the big air. So we just saw Renee using the back 16, first time ever in one of his slopestyle runs, and he is on the top spot. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, DC.
Wow.
And his older brother, the lead singer of Catfish. And they will be playing later tonight. What a day it is for the family, or the brothers Renecongas.
So here's Red Gerard. He just got bumped out of the podium by Sebastian Toutant, but as we saw on run number 2, no one taking a more creative approach to the Jeep slopestyle course. What does he have for an encore to get back into medal contention?
I don't even know if he knows what he has, because he told our very own DC after that second run, that was the best run of my life. How do you beat the best run of your life? Well, you do stuff like that. Board slide 450. Needs that 1260. Switchback 12 right here. Ooh. Oh! Switchback 10. So it was lacking a 180 on that switch backside rotation on the quarter pipe, and that will do it for Red Gerard, who had a valiant effort.
And then there were two riders left that could potentially knock Rene Renecongas out of the top spot. Darcy Sharp and Mark Mcmorris, but back to Red Gerard's third and final run, just can't stay up.
I just want to make this point very, very quickly, Brando. The beautiful thing about slopestyle snowboarding is that, hey, you do the best run of your life and you get fourth. That's something you should be ecstatic about. You have pushed yourself to the absolute limits and landed the best run you've ever done on the world's biggest stage. Red Gerard should be extremely happy with that performance.
It's a testament to this field. There's no doubt about it. Darcy Sharp. Oh, Canada! Canadians have earned 17 of the last 27 slopestyle medals, and that is good for 63% of the time. It works every time. Wow.
What a final.
So here's Darcy Sharp. Had a rough go of it. Looks like he's trying to get the right track in place.
Track guess, Brando. What's he listening to?
I'm going to say Uproar by Little Tunchi. Could I be right?
I bet you he is.
So he's sitting in 8th place. Sebastian Toutant taking over that bronze medal position. He would need to best a 90.66 to get onto the podium.
50 lip, 270 out. Board slide pretzel, and this is what gave him so much trouble. Oh, wow. Cab over 2 pullback on that monster of a teardrop rail. That destroyed him in run 2. He destroys it in run 3. Switch backside 1260 to the bottom. I don't know if he has enough for a backside triple. He does not. Backside 1080 going mute stale. Frontside triple from Darcy Sharp. Oh! Heater.
Welcome to Stompsville, Darcy Sharp. That's how you close out a third and final run.
Now I want to break this run down because that front triple at the end, that's a new one for Darcy, and that was very, very well done. But that second jump gave him a little bit of issue. Here's that teardrop rail that gave him a lot of issues in run 2. Cab over 2, so he brings the tail of his snowboard all the way over 270 and then pulls it back. Here's that third and final jump, front side triple, grabbing that backhand, toe side edge. So solid from Darcy Sharp. What a good landing, too.
Yeah, left, no doubt about it. Certainly his best run. Obviously having a little bit of troubles on that second jump, but an 87 for Darcy Sharp.
And it was that second of 3 jumps, that backside 1080. The judges will really take that into account because we see Rene and we see Mons doing 1440s there. Darcy just a 1080.
And this is that moment that makes the X Games the X Games. Mark Mcmorris. We call him the closer. He's allergic to pressure. This is his last chance to get on the podium and win this thing outright.
Cab 2 pullback so much better than run 2. Here's this hard way back to one of the most technical 270s you can do. No issue for the kid. 270 in, 270 out.
Already the best we've seen of him.
infinitely better than runs 1 and 2. Switch, backside 1260 stomp. So here's this backside 1440. What? Oh no, he's going frontside 1440 and audible. Saw the blitz. Saw the blitz, sees the open target going backside 16. Yes, he is. Oh my good word. Steps up to the line, sees the blitz, hooks the open receiver. Touchdown for Saskatchewan.
Look who got his swagger back. Mark Mcmorris on the final run of the contest.
Oh my goodness. Now we jokingly have always given him name the closer. Why?
When you need those 3 outs, there's one guy you call upon from the bullpen. No one is better under pressure than Mark Mcmorris.
How do you do that on your 3rd and final run? Haven't been snowboarding barely at all this year. Come to the X Games, have a great showing in big air, struggle a little bit in the slopestyle final, and then say, no, you know what, I'm going to go frontside triple on the 2nd jump. Haven't done that today yet in my finals run. And then backside 1620 on this 3rd and final jump. That was just absolutely silly. That was just rude.
Renacongas has a 94 overall in 1st place. A 96! Mark Mcmorris wins slopestyle on the final run of the contest.
It's a walk-off, folks. It's a walk-off.
I can't believe what I just saw. Oh my goodness, another gold medal, DC. Go talk to the champ.
Mark Mcmorris, your brother just called that a walk-off home run. How is it that you continue to come back after 2 almost career-ending injuries to be on the top spot?
Oh, everybody supported me. It feels like a dream come true. I knew it was going to be hard to get one of these ever again, and to get another one feels friggin' insane. Thanks for coming out. This is dream come true type sheet.
Ladies and gentlemen, your slopestyle gold medalist for men's snowboard, Mark Mcmorris, with his 16th X Games medal. 17th.
Yes, DC corrected himself with the 16th last night in Big Air. Now his 17th. He is 1 off of Shaun White's record.
What's scary is he still has 1 more event to compete in Knuckle Huck later today.
Well, let's just see this right now. In his storied career, that may be the best performance we've ever seen from him, which is really saying something.
Simply because the lack of time he spent on board this year, but for Mark Mcmorris, triples seem to be muscle memory. Wow.
When we come back, Jack Matrani at the host set losing his mind after this message and a word from our ABC stations.